good morning, good day to everyone. Today's session is titled The Role of Data Analyst in Driving Effective Data Strategy. My name is Michael, but I'm not the presenter. Our presenter is, I'm going to call the part that is easy for me to call. So I'm going to call him Jasper. I'm sure he too knows that it's going to be a bit difficult for some of us. So he's giving us an easier name to call. So I'm going to be referring to him as but that's his full name. I will try Osanwuta Jasper. It's kind of
Osanwuta.
Okay, thanks. So this session, this whole webinar series is brought to you by your BizEdge, but also in partnership with MHS Analytics. So just to tell you the true picture of things, your BizEdge has always been, we are the organizers of this series, but this year we also set up another arm of our business, but an entirely different company in Canada called MHS Analytics, and we are hoping to do some products and all. So just to let you know that that's the relationship between your BizEdge and MHS Analytics. MHS Analytics is based out of Canada, same consulting services, but also products, because here we're able to access a more sophisticated market and some funding. So now to the other part of it, your BizEdge is, as you probably already are aware, is a training company. We are a bit different in terms of we focus solely on very few training. In data analysis, we don't. If you come to us for project management, for a whole other things, we will say that's not what we do, because we teach from a doing perspective. We also consult, so we try to merge what we do on the field with how we skill up the participants. So our trainers are not just trainers who don't have on the field, in the company experience. Some worked in other companies before they joined your business. And we also don't do a transactional way of doing things where we train you and we let you say bye-bye, you don't reach out to us anymore, or you can't reach the trainer. We are always there. Even this webinar series is originally to support our past students, but we threw it open. So we watch out for your continuous development. And then MHS Analytics, we provide similar offering. And in addition, we have a product. And we go to the key aspect of today's session. Our guest again, as I've mentioned his name, now I can pronounce his full name, Osanwuta Jasper, but he's told us that we can also refer to him as Oge. So he's a data analyst, a business analyst. He's also a Power BI developer, and he's an experienced data analyst with a degree in economics from Babcock, and also a master's degree in business analytics from Hult International Business School in the US of A. So he helps companies grow, using data, and he loves football. It's a nice combination. So I'm going to put his LinkedIn profile in the chat box so you can connect with him. But now I'm going to hand over to him. So Jasper, sorry. Okay, let me not refer to you by your last name. Okay, so over to you, please. You can start sharing your screen. I'll fade into the background.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael, for the introduction. Yeah, it's Osanwuta Jasper Oge, anyone you prefer to call it Oge as well. And so we're going to be talking about, let me share my screen real quick. Okay, we're going to be talking about data strategy. Originally, the topic was the role of data analysts in driving an effective data strategy, but based on everything so far, our data strategy is way bigger, and so data analysts are just a part of data strategy. So I would like to really help everyone understand what data strategy is, the importance, everything about data strategy. And so in the, sorry, give me a minute. Okay. So I'm going to introduce you to what data strategy is, who a data analyst is, understanding data strategy, the importance of data strategy, the role of data analysts in data strategy, and most importantly, how to create an effective data strategy. Okay. Sorry, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen.
Okay. So right now, in the world we live in, how businesses are operated, every business has one form of data collection or another, and how they grow depends on how they are going to use that data, how they are going to implement that data, leverage that data, how they are going to, prepare themselves for the future and try to gain competitive advantage and competitive intelligence and all of that. So, according to a study by McKinsey, only 30% of organizations align their data strategy with their overall business strategy. This implies that a staggering 70% of leaders are wasting resources on ineffective data practices. So, right now, the main reason why this is happening, why 70% of these leaders are wasting resources on, ineffective data practices is, they don't really know what they want to see. They don't really know what they want to see. They might not know the gears that really move stuff, because I mean, again, they are C-level executives, they are leaders of these things, so we are just there to tell them what we see. So they don't really know what they want to see, and if they are not guided by the right team, they end up wasting a lot of money. So it's quite disappointing that there are only 30% of organizations doing this, but hopefully in the future, as as we improve ourselves, as we try to learn more from our data, things can change. And okay, so who is a data analyst? Because we're talking about a data analyst role in driving an effective strategy. A data analyst is a professional for examining, he's responsible for examining, interpreting, and deriving insights from data. So we have a lot of tools that we data analysts use. We have tools like Power BI, Python, SQL. All of this is to help our organization, create personalized plans for them, trying to deliver insights, recommendations, all those things that would help our company grow. So the data analyst does, he collects data, he cleans data, and then they give insights and recommendations to help their businesses. That is what a data analyst is. That is what he or she does. Now, understanding data strategy. Data strategy revolves around how an organization intends to utilize their data. It answers the question of how a company can leverage data to achieve success. It's basically when, depending on your data initiative as a company, you have to understand, what you are trying to do. As your data initiatives, are we trying to improve customer retention? Are we trying to improve our customer success rates? Are we trying to be more efficient? What are we trying to do with this data that we have as a company? So the processes involved in answering those questions, that's what we call a data strategy. And many companies that create data strategies, they are obviously not intended for failure. They are created to make the organization, grow beyond where it is right now, internally, externally, wherever. Those are the reasons why companies create data strategy. And the importance of data strategy is, they are trying to improve decision making. So I'm collecting data about my customers, what they are trying to do, what they are trying to purchase, what they are purchasing, where they are from, all those things. I need them to improve my company, and so we have to create a data strategy for those kind of initiatives. And it's important for decision making. It's important for improving your efficiency. It is important for increasing your engagement. It's not, I'm not being specific here because each organization has their goals, what they are trying to achieve. But then these are just examples of, these are just lists of importance that importance of data strategy to all these different organizations. Some need data strategy to increase their profit. Some need data strategy to increase their users. Some need data strategy to save costs. They also need it to gain competitive advantage in their sector. So those are the importance of data strategy. And without a good data strategy in place, you can encounter a lot of challenges, a lot of data challenges to be specific. So I have listed about 6 of them here, and we're going to be going through them one after the other. But in the meantime, does anyone have any questions or any clarification? Anything? Do they need me to clarify anything? Okay.
Okay, so you should currently the setting is such that most people can't talk. They can only chat. But if you have questions, you can put in the chat box. But later at the end, they can raise their hands and we can, So someone is saying, but I think it is moving. Someone was pointing out that your slide was not moving, but it started working. So then they want me to share your LinkedIn profile, which I will do. So, but you can carry on. So that's only what's there in the chat for now.
All right. Thank you very much. So save your questions for the end of the class and we'll answer them together. So honestly, it's not enough to just have data, because I know every organization or business collects data one way or the other. It's just how they use it. It's just how they are trying to use it. So you need to have a strategy in place to realize your data's value and bring meaningful outcomes aligned with your business goals. So if you have poor strategies in place, these are things you can face. These are challenges you can face. Number one, inability to make timely data-driven decisions. And an example is you are trying to release a new product, for example, and then you are relying on gut feeling because you don't trust your data team. You're relying on gut feeling. So by the time you collect the data, process the data, do everything that you want to do, if those strategies are not good enough, you won't be able to make those timely decisions. That is, let's say the process which you're collecting it is probably too slow, or we're still working on processing data, that is cleaning the data, all those kind of things. All those kind of things are all those kind of things cause inability to make those decisions. Like, you become very slow as a company. You don't make your decisions on time, which leads to a reduction in your competitive advantage over other companies within that sector. So you need to get your data strategy in place. You need to get your people ready so that you'll be able to make faster decisions, because at the end of the day, you are using your data strategy to become data driven. So if a good strategy is not in place, you won't be able to make those timely decisions, those decisions that really matter in your business. So the second one is focusing solely on historical data rather than preparing for the future. And this part, for example, it talks about us as data analysts as well, because data analysts, we always talk about trends, pattern, all those things. Those are under the historical data. Now, if you don't have a data scientist, because when you're creating a data strategy, there are roles you hire. So from the data engineer to the data analyst to the data scientist. I'll go into that in the future slides. But then if you're only looking at historical data, only trends, you won't be able to really prepare yourself for the future. Because, well, we are not even trying to improve at this point. We're just looking, we don't want to go beyond where we are as a company, as an organization, which is why you have a data scientist. And an example is, for example, I am trying to create a new product now, and then I want to see what among my customers, the customers that I have for this business, who are those people that would use the product, that are most likely to use this product? You understand? Most likely. I'm talking about future terms now. We're all preparing for the future. I want to drop a new product, and let's understand the people that could use it in the future and how we'll be able to market these products to those kind of people. If you do not have that important person as part of your data strategy initiative, if you don't have that kind of person like a data scientist, it won't work out. If you don't have those kind of people, it won't work out. You end up just looking backward or just being in one place than trying to improve and being legitimately a data-driven company. And so for number 3, it's lack of consistency. Another challenge that you'll be facing, that you could face, is lack of consistent and well-defined metrics and KPIs. So when you create your data strategy, when you create your initiative, you try to measure your success, right? Because you're only making these strategies to improve, to be more successful as a business. If you do not have well-defined metrics, well-defined, indicators that, okay, we are doing well or we are not doing well, or we need to improve in this aspect of our business, it doesn't work out. If you do, it means you are just, it's just misplaced priorities at this point. You are focusing on the wrong thing, which is what, like I said, 70% of leaders are doing right now. They are focusing on the wrong thing. So that is what happens there. Number 4, data silos and conflicting information across departments. Now, I believe in an organization, the flow of data should be cyclical. That is, it's not only the data departments. I'm talking about the research, the product team, your user experience team. As many teams as you have there, the data has to flow, cyclically. It has to go around, because at the end of the day, when you are creating your initiative, you have to factor in all the departments. You have to factor in the most important departments as well, based on your objectives. So if you're not putting everyone in the loop, it tends to lead to misalignment. It leads to wrong information, it's just wrong on so many levels, to your department, to your business, because now we are not focusing, we are not working with each other. Everybody's just acting on his own, his or her own. So that's a common data challenge. Another one is spending excessive time preparing raw data. This can be a result of poor data governance. I will explain data governance in the slides, continuously. But right now, if your data governance is not okay, and data governance is a culture that you create within your company. It's process management and flows. Data governance is a culture. How the data comes in, how are we going to clean it, how are we going to use it. If all of these areas are not well defined, then you end up spending too much time cleaning data. And I, as a data analyst, I've actually come across things like this where you are just stuck on clean. You spend so much time trying to clean data, trying to understand the data. It's not easily understandable because everything is just scattered everywhere. So when you don't have a proper strategy in place, it can lead to that. You just waste your time preparing raw data, and all this is like a catalyst for so many wrong things. It leads to inefficiency. It leads to not making right decisions at the right time. So that's what can happen. That's what can happen when you don't have a proper strategy in place. Number 6, another challenge you can face is issues related to data quality and accuracy. It's also under the data governance, or it's also under poor data governance. If your data isn't good, it's not pleasing to the eye of the other stakeholders in your company. They won't want to move forward with it. They'll be like, it's too stressful, we can't move forward with this initiative, and you end up wasting your time, money, and effort to get the proper strategy in place. Those are the kind of things that happen when you don't have a proper strategy. Okay. Now, there are key components. There are key elements for a data strategy. Like I said, it's more than just writing the strategy. You have to do so many other things. It's a long list of other things to make that proper data strategy that aligns with your own business. And one of them is alignment with business strategy. So data initiatives, they should directly address specific business needs, generating real value and insights. By doing so, organizations avoid prioritizing irrelevant projects and maintain faith in data initiatives. If you remember in that last example, I was talking about, other stakeholders not being comfortable with what they are seeing. So they see that data quality is terrible. They are wasting too much time processing the data. All those kind of things, it makes your stakeholders lose faith in your initiatives, and you end up wasting money on that strategy. You end up wasting time on that strategy, and those things lead to many more issues in your company. I'm not saying it could destroy a company completely, but then it doesn't give room for growth, for development. That is it. It's basically misplaced priorities at this point. So I'm going to give an example. I want us to consider a retail company that wants to improve its customer retention and increase sales. So they decide to invest in data initiatives to better understand customer behavior and preferences. Now, instead of implementing, generic data projects like, seeing what they are buying, just the basic stuff, seeing what they are buying, where they come from, who is buying who is buying what. And those are generic stuff. Instead of implementing those ones, you take a strategic approach as a company. You identify the specific business needs that they want to address. So now I'm trying to improve customer retention. So I'm going to focus on 3 main objectives: customer segmentation, churn prediction, and personalization. Now, for customer segmentation, the company wants to segment its customer base to identify different groups within the purchasing patterns and preferences. That's a specific strategy. Now, because when you segment your customers into like different groups, you tend to see the type of customers, their behavior towards your product. So you don't, when you are targeting, when you are promoting ads or campaigns, all those things guide you. All those things guide you into providing the best possible products for your customers. Now, I imagine like, for example, that's why all these, I would say, I'm going to give an example of chips, Doritos. They have so many flavors, different flavors, because not everybody is the same, right? Not everybody is the same. They have different flavors. So each flavor require their own type of ad. I don't know if you watch ads by all these Super Bowl ads or Nike ads or whatever ads you do. If you notice, most of them are always targeting specific people in their audience. Some can target everybody, but then there are some that actually target like specific people, specific people in their organization, like the Doritos flavor, the hot type. They have the type of people that they are targeting. All those things are done on the back end. You just know that I like this and I'm seeing it. So all those kind of things, when I see stuff like that, it makes me want, okay, the company actually cares about me. They're actually promoting stuff that I actually like. So now I'm going to buy more Doritos. I'm going to buy more chips. I'm going to do more of whatever. And all these in turn help the company to improve and to grow. Another strategy could be churn prediction. I'm trying to develop a model, that predicts customers that have the higher risk of churning. That is stopping their purchase in my stopping their purchase of my products. So when you have stuff like this, you also have to like prepare another type of strategy for those kind of things. You have to look at, this, what type of customer is not buying this thing? Where is he stopping on the app? Is he going to by the time he's checking out and he sees the prices or whatever, he doesn't like it, so he quits. So we are not going to target those people by sending them emails. I'm giving an example here. I'm sending now those people that were not able to check out of their check out of whatever they are buying. The company sends them emails. I feel everybody here gets those kind of emails. When you are trying to buy something, you are just adding stuff into your shopping carts, for future purposes, and then you leave the app, say I'll come back later. Sometimes the companies say, okay, hey, there's someone that didn't do this, someone that didn't buy stuff. Let's go back. Let's send them an email. Ask them, why are you not buying this thing? So those kind of emails are all parts of a business strategy. All those things are part of that company's data strategy. Another one is personalization. So the company wants to offer you a personalized product. They want to offer you a personalized product. So they look at everything about you, try to understand who you are, what you're buying, all those stuff. And then they offer you proper products based on your previous movements within their app or within their business. So by addressing these specific needs through data initiatives, companies can generate real value and insights. They can tailor their marketing strategies, promotion, customer service, based on customer segments, based on, their users entirely. When your strategy is aligned with your business goals, everything works fine in the end. Another is your vision. Another component of data strategy is your vision. You need to clearly define how data can contribute to your vision. You need to. Sorry, can anybody hear me? I think there's. Okay. Yeah. So you need to clearly define how data analytics can contribute to your goals. You have your 5-year plan, 2-year plan, 3-year plan. How you want data to affect your company in general in the future. Another is your team. And I cannot emphasize on this enough, but your team, they are key factors in data strategy. They are really key factors in data strategy, and they consist of 3 in particular. Those three roles, which are the data engineers, the data analysts, and the data scientists. So data engineers, they are responsible for your data scalability, how reliable your data is and the quality of your data. Data analysts like us try to look for trends, insights, and and analysis based on the data. And then the data science. So the data science are people that work on the future aspect of the company. They are trying to do more with data. And different examples like what I mentioned before, customer segmentation, churn prediction, they basically focus on three things: preparing the data, prediction, and perfection. When you start your data strategy, it won't always be perfect. When you have a data strategy, it won't always be perfect. So as time continues, you work on your projects, and then you do more things to help your organization grow. So these three people are very important. Those three people who comprise of your data and analytics team. Another one is coders. So when you are selecting your business objectives, it's critical to consider who you want to enable through your data initiative. Though it's tempting to help everyone, because as a data analyst, as a data professional, you feel there are so many things you can do with data. And I was trying to buy data. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you, but
Okay,
you are not on this line.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. So, as I was saying, target stakeholders, identify the departments and individuals that can benefit from your data initiatives, and all will be well at the end. Because when you have a proper strategy where everybody has their clearly defined roles, it makes it easier to work with everybody. And remember, I said data flow should be, it should be cyclical than tabular, that is going from up to down. Instead, it should go around the teams, go around everybody, trying to, work better for the company. Another one is measures of success. So in measure of success, here we use key performance indicators, key performance indicators and OKRs, objectives and key results, to track progress towards your goals. If you do not have anything tracking your progress, you are basically walking blind. You have to you have
Uh, okay, I think your audio is gone. I think he's actually off the session. So I think his network probably disconnected. Hoping I will message him on WhatsApp to find out if he's aware. I'm messaging him, but I think it's also affecting his phone internet. Yeah, he's not able to see my message. Sorry, are you close to him? It seems you're probably closer to him than we are in reaching him. Do you know have any update? Okay. If I'm not able to reach him, probably we'll just round up the session. So to just ask if from the participants, let me just turn on my camera. Any question from anyone? Let me just check in the chat. Any questions from anyone? Okay, I see. But the person who asked about the is LinkedIn. I've shared that, so I see someone has thumbs it up. Okay, but any question from anyone? Or any comments? Okay, no questions, no comments. You can raise your hand. You can just like, you know how you do the raising of hand on Teams, then I will unmute you. And if you want to ask directly, you can ask in the chat box. Okay. I have question then. So let's see who is going to get my question. So you notice that when he was making his presentation about the, having a proper data strategy and all the different units involved, he mentioned data governance. Okay, Zin. Okay, all right. So, okay, you can unmute. I was filling in for you,
Thank
but
you.
you can carry on.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Can you share your
Okay.
screen again then?
Yeah. I will. Okay. I really apologize. It's network connectivity issues right now, so I'm sorry about that. Let me just quickly run over it. So another component is measure of success.
Your screen is not showing. Have you tried sharing?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
Me or it's not showing. Maybe you stop sharing and share again.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to share.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Okay, good.
Okay. And another one of the other key components of data strategy is source of funding, because at the end of the day, it's money. It's all about the money. Who are we hiring? What technology are we using? How are we going to pay for? What kind of data platforms are we using? All these kind of things are very important it's a very important element in your data strategy. So the money is very important. And I've been talking about data governance a lot. So here it is also it is the root. It is basically the most one of the most important elements in your strategy. You need to have a plan. So since I'm offline, hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Can carry on. Yes, we hear you clearly. Did you stop sharing? Okay, the network has gone off. Sorry, everyone. It is network. It says it's connecting again, so it will be in any moment from now.
Hello. Hello, can everyone hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
And we can see your screen.
Okay. So another importance is data governance plan. So it refers to the overall management and control of an organization's assets. It establishes the rules and procedures for data usage, including your storage, your classification, your sharing among other shareholders, and the retention, the type of data you keep. So the role of data analyst in data strategy, identify business drivers. So we have our expertise to identify key drivers of the businesses because we are always working on trends, patterns. We analyze our company's data and we try to understand our goals, our organization's goals, so that whatever that we're recommending or whatever insights that we are giving out, it matches with our initial strategy. I'm sorry, I'm just going through this really quickly because of time. And as data analysts, it's our job to collaborate with other departments. Remember, I said there are three roles: the data science, the data engineers, us, the data analysts, and the data scientists. So we collaborate with all these people as well as other departments, depending on the objectives that we are trying to achieve. Work together with all of them to implement this good strategy. We also we also play a key role in data governance and management because we are working with our data engineers to help them understand the type of data we really want to see, type of data our stakeholders want to see. Another is data exploration and analysis. That is basically our forte, where we analyze data, we explore the past, trying to help, the data scientists to do more on the future side. So we employ statistical data analysis, data mining, data visualization, all those things to understand our data within our company. We also do data reporting and visualization. So we are responsible for bringing out this data, visualizing this data. We usually use tools like Tableau, Power BI. Those are tools that help us visualize our data. So they help with our strategy. But that's how we're really important in the whole data strategy process. So this is what we do: data reporting and visualization. How to create an effective data strategy. So we start by defining our goals and objectives. We organize our teams. Like I said, we choose our technology and tools. We choose our technology and tools. Remember, it's not only about the tools for data strategy, it's also about the people as well. So that's why it's mentioned first before choosing your tools and technology. If you get your people right, you get the right tools. From there, we go to collect and analyze data, and then we communicate our results to our stakeholders. We try to communicate our results. We try to provide recommendations, insights, all of those things to drive an effective data strategy. So I'm concluding now, and an effective data strategy is crucial for organizations to capitalize on their data potential and align it with their business objectives. Data analysts play a pivotal role in designing and implementing successful data strategies that drive organizational success. By following the key components and steps outlined in my presentation, I believe that we can this presentation will help you understand how to effectively create a data strategy, how you as a data analyst, what role you play in data strategy, and cautions moving forward. I've given you a lot of examples. So all these are examples, all these are part of data strategy. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions? You can also raise your hand and I'll give you ability to unmute. And you can use the chat box. Okay, so I have a question. So my question is, all of what you've explained, you find out that most companies don't have. Okay. Okay, do you hear me? Or I'm not so sure. Do you still hear me now? Hello? Sure. Is the status is showing on hold, and on hold is not a good thing. Okay, but if you have question, you can also put in the chat box. Once I will let him know that it's showing as if he's on hold. Okay, do you hear us? Okay. No idea. Okay. I guess we'll probably end here. It's writing me back. Another link. Okay, let me send in a second link. So I think he wants to join via another account. And the only thing is just that it's also at the end, so begins to think it's going to be what the trouble is. This is actually ended the session, but let me see. Let's just give it maybe 2-3 more minutes. If he's able to successfully connect using a different account, then we'll round up within the session. Okay. So Jasper, I'm promoting your other account now to a speaker role. Okay. So can you try to unmute?
Hello, can you hear me?
Perfect. Okay, great. All right. So as for questions, I have a question.
Hello?
Most companies don't have all these many roles and departments, right? So assuming they can only okay, let me not influence your answer. So for small and medium organizations who cannot afford to have all these many roles and units, what practical way can they go about, achieving the same things you explained?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, small companies who don't have the budget and capacity to have all these different roles, data scientist, data engineer, data analyst, a proper data governance team. what's the practical way they can at least get started? What approach can they work within their budgets and get started in a small way?
Okay. First off, we can. Every company has the ability to do their own machine learning, for example. So you could. It just depends on the goals. It depends on what you are trying to achieve. It depends on what you are trying to achieve, because if a big company cannot strategize, sorry, a small company cannot create strategies that exceed, what they have in their budget or their balance. So I would say get your fundings ready. Um, Try and start gathering data, because you need to gather all that data first. You need to have that data. So, as a company, you should have your data collection processes ready, basically. So, if you have all of those and you are busy, you are collecting all that data, in time as you grow, you can start thinking of data initiatives and other types of data strategies that you have in mind. But I would say the first and the best is to just collect the right data. Start collecting data from your customers. Start collecting data that you believe that will improve your business. Once you start there, as you grow, you start moving into different stages. So processing, machine learning, and so on. Does that answer your question?
Okay, that's great. Thanks. So we have two more questions. These are standard questions we ask all
Okay.
our presenters. So number one is, how did you get into this data analysis space?
Okay. Um, After I I graduated in 2021 with my master's in business analytics. I started working freelancing. I helped this company build it digital to build. I created like a dashboard for them to help analyze their analyze reviews from all these banks. So from since then, I have been working freelance with other small and medium businesses, trying to help them understand what they can do with their data. It's mostly, I try to help them understand what they can do with their data. I try to implement their own strategies with their data. So an example is this one I just talked about now for Build It Digital. They are coming up with a new banking app, and then they wanted to understand what users of their apps and other bank apps are thinking. So that's basically sentiment analysis. So from I did some sentiment analysis, help them understand what users are thinking about their app, and then they used it to they used it to um, help their business. And those that is what I call user driven strategies, user review driven strategies. So it just depends on whatever the organization is doing, and that's how I really started.
Okay, great. And so the last one is, what's your advice to people starting out now?
Okay, I encourage you, don't follow the hype and buy as all the courses in the world. You can learn with one course. Certifications matter, yes, but you need to try and do some practical work as well. I would recommend places like Upwork, because it's for freelancers like myself. You can get jobs and opportunities there for people, and work up from there. And you could also have your portfolio, because in the job market your portfolio is very important. I have my portfolio, I have my website, it's on my link as well. On my link there, you see all my portfolios, job and work I've done for different people, different organizations. It's all there. So you need to have your portfolio. Apart from learning, you learn and you grow. You learn and you grow. You don't just keep learning. If not, you won't get anywhere. So you learn, you put your your learnings into practice, and you just keep developing from there. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. So we have come to the end, and thank you to everyone who has joined us today. Thank you to Jasper for the excellent presentation and also the practical share of how you started your journey and advice. I like when you said one should not just keep buying costly seed and buying all of those things without listening and building a portfolio. So that's one key takeaway. I will say have a wonderful week to everyone. Thank you, Jasper. Thank you to everyone who has
Thank
joined
you. Have
this
a good week,
session.
everyone.
Yes, thank you. Goodbye to everyone. Bye.
Bye.